I am Coop. This is my modified Rapidstriked. I'll go over the internal mods of the paint job and then show you it firing. The internal modifications are not original. I've done these quite a few times before. I took out the motor resistors and thermistor along with the electronic locks, so I could actually rev up the motors and fire it without the magazine loaded. Clearing out the circuit is mostly important because you can use upgraded batteries. I'm currently running 3 trust fires and 1 dud battery. 4 trust fires does work, but I fear that I'll burn out the motor, so I don't want to do that. 3 is relatively safe, assuming you don't hold it down too long. Those are housed in the stock battery tray because I'm using AA to C converters, which is the easiest way to do it, just in case somebody actually wants to use Cs with this battery. I did not permanently modify the battery tray. I've also lubricated some of the moving parts to allow the blaster to function a bit more smoothly. Again, all of these modifications I've done quite a few times now. I'm very happy with the performance. So I'll show you the blaster firing. So as you can see, the rate of fire as well as the velocity is increased over the stock performance. Most of that is due to the ultra-fire batteries. The upgraded voltage allows the motors to spin a little faster, as well as the pusher mech motor, which is why the rate of fire goes up. So very happy with the performance. I don't have ranges, but it's shooting just as well as any other modified Rapidstriked short of a LiPo and Extreme 180 motors. So again, very happy with the performance. I've done this quite a few times, so I knew the results before I did it. Now to the paint job. Started with black vinyl dye. This can be purchased at most automotive part shops like AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts. I put that down as a primer / base coat. For the magazine, the stock, and the bipod, it's actually just the base coat, but I also primed the other pieces because that is superior to any plastic primer. Even a dedicated plastic primer is still inferior to black vinyl dye as a primer, which allowed my next coat, which is this Rust-Oleum camouflage olive drab green, to go on very smoothly. It's still not as crisp and smooth as vinyl dye, which I'm used to, or Citadel paint, because it is just a standard spray paint, which is not as high quality as I'm used to working with vinyl dye and Citadel paints. But I'm still very happy with the finish, and I think the color and matte finish looks very cool. Next I have larger black details. This is Citadel Abaddon Black, which is a brush paint. I added some Spectre stuff, some of the rails, some of the little details in the stock have been brush painted on. Then I finished with really little details, Steel Legion Drab, which is also a Citadel brush paint, really little stuff, very minor details. I didn't want to get too fine with my details because I was trying to go for a military, more rugged appearance, and it took a lot less time to paint. And as always, finished it off with a Rust-Oleum matte clear coat. I think that dulled out the paint pretty well. I did not want to go with a gloss paint on a military-ish paint job. That would just look silly, but very happy with the paint. As you can see, I have left some of the internals orange along with the orange tips. That's for safety reasons. This is for sale on my web store, and I'm not going to sell a gun that's completely black without that person knowing full well what the dangers are. So the orange still makes it look like a toy, so it's still safe, it's still legal to carry outside. However, I would not recommend painting your gun like this and walking down your street. You're going to scare your neighbors, you might have the police called on you, and there have been incidents in the past when police fire on kids because they think they actually have firearms and they're just trying to defend themselves, not doing anything wrong, but the kid is just kind of being an idiot. So don't brandish your Nerf guns in public, even if they aren't painted. There's no reason to walk around with your gun up. That's just kind of common sense. Don't do that. Going over these attachments, just in case you were unaware, this is actually a long shot scope from the Longshot CS6 from quite a while ago. This is a Spectre barrel that remains detachable, and this is a Centurion bipod because it looks pretty cool with this blaster. And this is also a 12-round Retaliator magazine that I've painted black. I did these attachments on purpose to try to make it look like a sniper rifle. It is a fully automatic Rapidstriked, so that's sort of funny, but I definitely like how it looks. I don't usually do stuff like this, paint it all military-ish and put on a bunch of useless attachments that don't actually function in Nerf wars, but this was going for a cosmetic thing, just to kind of check that market. And this is actually for sale on the web store, and if this sells quickly or for a decent price, I'll probably be doing more in the future just to tap that market. So that's it for the Rapidstriked. I'm very happy with the blaster. Again, it's for sale, web store in the link in the description box. Thanks for watching. I also just passed 10 million total video views, which means all of my videos combined have just passed 10 million video views, and I'd like to thank all of my viewers for that. It's obviously not possible to get that many views without viewers, which are you guys. And if you watch my videos on a regular basis, again, I'd like to say thank you. Even the casual viewers still helps out. Many people have tried to help me out by pointing out some flaws in my channel, and I'd like to point out that they are not flaws, they are there intentionally, including my diction and language occasionally. My market is not 13-year-old kids who do not mod. I know I hit a lot of those, but that's my achieved market, not my target market. I am going for a slightly older audience that modifies their Nerf guns, so that is why everything about my channel is sort of guided towards them. I'm aware that's a much smaller market. If I wanted to just make as much money as possible, I am aware within nerfing, it is just to review Nerf guns all day long and not actually mod them, because the amount of time required to mod them, edit those videos together, it is not as profitable to do that as to just make a simple 10-minute review on every Nerf gun that's ever been out. But I do that very intentionally. I like my market and I like my YouTube channel. This is a hobby of mine that is now turned into my job, but I want to keep it my hobby, and I'm trying to stay with my roots as a modder, and I'm not just going to go into reviews. That would be much easier, but I don't enjoy that, and this is about enjoying what I get paid for, and I really do enjoy modding Nerf guns. I enjoy painting and modifying that. I enjoy painting and modifying all of these things, and I would not be able to do this and pay for all these weird tools I buy without my views and without my commissions, without my web store sales. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for participating in my channel. I'm not trying to do all cheesy, I got this many views, I have to have an obligated thank you. I actually am thankful for all my viewers, and I get to do this as my job, which is super cool for me. So 10 million video views, it'll be quite a while until I hit another threshold, like 15 or 20, but I'm pretty stoked about 10 million. That's quite a few people, or a lot of people who've watched a lot of videos, depending on how you think about it. So again, thank you very much, and yeah, thanks for letting me do what I love as my job.